Sir, is my screen visible? Slides.
नहीं. Yes, it's visible now.
Okay. Okay, fine. Now we are on recording. So I'm doing it. So hello everyone. Myself Rituraj Singh Sujat. I am the Prime Minister Research Fellow working in the Department of Earthquake Engineering in the IIT Roorkee. So I will be working as an additional TA for this course, ground improvement. So where I'll be going through some of the concepts for the assignment based questions, and at a later stage I'll be discussing some of the questions from those assignments for each week. So like right now we are on week 0 assignment discussion. So starting with the required concept. So as we all know from our graduate course that the soil is basically made up of three major components: air, water and solids, in where air is denoted as the Va. Basically we are defining the three major components in two major physical quantities, that is the volume and the mass. Here we are working on the volume. So air is denoted as Va, water is denoted as Vw, solids are denoted as Vs. Combinedly, volume of air and volume of water are can be given as the volume of voids, because these two major components will be giving the volume to the voids, and if we combine all three volumes then we will be giving them as V. And in similar fashion we can define them in terms of mass also, that is Ma, Mw and Ms. So these are some of the basic relationships. Void ratio is given as volume of voids upon volume of solids. Porosity is given as volume of voids to the total volume, and there is some interrelationship which is given as E equals to n upon 1 minus n. These are some other basic relationships which is given, like here we are denoting the unit weight in terms of uh, specific gravity, degree of saturation, void ratio, and also in terms of unit weight of water. So gamma is denoted as G plus Es whole multiplied with gamma W by 1 plus E, and if the degree of saturation is 0, that it is a dry soil, then it's given by G gamma W upon 1 plus E. If the degree of saturation is 1, that is it is fully saturated, then it is given as G plus E gamma W upon 1 plus E. If you want to calculate the submerged weight is basically given by saturated unit weight minus dry unit weight. So gamma dash is given in this fashion, like if we subtract this quantity from this, and this is the relationship between the void ratio, water content, specific gravity and the degree of saturations. Gamma d, if you want to denote in terms of total unit weight and the water content, it's given as gamma upon 1 plus W. And if you want to denote the dry unit weight in terms of the percentage air voids, it is given as 1 minus Na G gamma W upon 1 plus Wg. So this is the another basic quantities which can help you to solve some other questions in the assignments. So relative density is basically given as E max minus E and upon E max minus E minimum into 100. So this is basically the relative density percentage. E max is that void ratio when the soil in its loosest state, and E minimum is that void ratio when the soil is in its densest state. And if you want to calculate the relative density at any particular instant, so at that instant what is the void ratio or is given as E. So at this void ratio what is the relative density can be calculated through this formula. Next we are having the consolidation theory of Tarjagi. So how the water how the water is consolidated through the soil, and how the relationship between the time and the drainage path is basically given through this relationship. So TV equals to CVT by D square, where CV is the coefficient of consolidation, T is the time required for that water particle to travel from that point to outside soil, TV is the time factor, and D equals to drainage path. So this basically the solution of the consolidation equation, uh, one dimensional consolidation equation. The last question can be solved through this definition, which is basically the match the following. So very starting from very initial, ultimate bearing capacity is given as the gross pressure at the base of the foundation at which soil fails in shear. So it is that pressure beneath the foundation in which soil will fail in shear from the upcoming load. Next, we are having the net ultimate bearing capacity, where we'll be ignoring the overburden pressure above the foundation. So it is that net increase in pressure at the base of the foundation which is causing the shear failure of the soil. So overburden pressure is given by gamma df. Gamma is the unit weight of the foundation of the soil, and df is the depth of the foundation. Coming to the safe bearing capacity, so the net safe bearing capacity is basically using the factor of safety. So it is that net soil pressure which can be safely applied to the soil considering only shear failure. Gross safe bearing capacity is the maximum gross pressure which soil can safely carry without shear failure, and it is equal to the net safe bearing capacity plus the original overburden pressure. So this quantity is basically the addition of the net safe bearing capacity, which we have calculated with the help of factor of safety, the net ultimate bearing capacity divided by factor of safety, and by adding the overburden pressure to this quantity. Next we are having the safe settlement pressure, net safe settlement pressure. So this is basically taking the serviceability criteria under the consideration. So here we are calculating the bearing capacity or the settlement pressure corresponding to some settlement of the soil beneath the foundation. Basically we used to take the settlement as 25 mm and the 40 mm. So we can say it is a net pressure which the soil can carry without exceeding the allowable settlement. Last, we are having the net allowable bearing pressure QNA. So we can say that net allowable bearing pressure is basically taking the minimum of the net safe settlement pressure or the gross safe bearing capacity. So for the designing purpose of the foundations, we will take, like, if the net safe settlement pressure is less than the net settlement, one second, yeah, net safe bearing capacity, then we'll be taking the net safe settlement pressure as the allowable bearing pressure, and in the inverse case we will take the net safe settlement net safe bearing capacity as the net allowable bearing pressure for the design of the foundation. So this is all for the today's discussion. If you guys are having any questions, you can ask through the chat box, or we can even have interactive sessions. And if you want to discuss it at a later stage, so you can post your question in the discussion form of the NPTEL session, where we'll be addressing your queries in the upcoming lectures or in the upcoming days. So thank you all for your time. This is all for today. Goodbye.